video even goes up, I just wanted to preface it. I had a video where I talked about the engagement and how excited I was about it and all that, and I just cannot find the footage. So I'm not sure what happened with it. I have the Apple like iCloud storage thing, so I think it's somewhere in my iCloud storage, so I will have to look for it. But for now, this is episode 6, but I reference it as episode 7, but really that's because 6 is like lost media. I don't know where it's at, but just enjoy the podcast. I love you guys. Have a great day.
Hey. Hold on. There we go. Okay, I don't know what's actually going on with this lamp. It's kind of crooked, but what is up, guys? It's been a really long time since the last video that we've recorded. I have not gotten a single person to come on this podcast. So I can list out names, but at this point, I'm done, okay? Whenever we get a guest, and it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. If anyone wants to come on to the podcast, okay, let me know. Carlos, we're going to have to fly you out, not on no Sean Combs stuff, but we're going to have to fly you out to have a conversation because that would be super cool. But a lot, legit, a lot has happened since the last podcast. And I actually have a podcast I'm going to upload before this because I talk about some stuff that happened here. So this is just kind of like, it's almost like a continuation of that podcast. But Lulu, what are you doing? This is always a reoccurring thing with her. I don't know. She's always being bad. I am also using her cat stand because I don't know where the tripod is to record this. So, oh my goodness, we are all over the place already. But hey guys, what is up? It is your boy Jim John. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. It's been a really long time, and I have freaking missed you guys, okay? I'm engaged. It is so crazy to say, like, I'm literally an engaged man. I don't have a ring. Like, traditionally, I think a man doesn't get a ring till the wedding, like, till the ceremony. So, I'm still on the fence of if I'm going to keep it that way, like, if I'm going to do that. But I might just get a silicone band. I don't know. I talked to a couple guys that are married. They told me they did the silicone band thing, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I mean, if my girlfriend really wants, or my fiance, I need to stop doing that. If my fiance wants me to get a silicone band, I will 100%. You know, just got to make her happy. But her ring is nice. I'm glad that she loved her ring. Okay, it's a little big. We need to go get it resized. We just haven't gone because she doesn't want to let go of her ring. Okay. So, in that department, I could have done a little bit better, okay? But she loves the ring. She thinks it's perfect, and that's what matters. I was really nervous. Guys, take notes. Legitimately, when you get to this point where you want to propose to your girlfriend, make her your fiance. Take notes, okay? Oval. There's the oval shape. There's the square, I think. There's a square, okay? And then there's lab grown. Then there's blood diamonds, and then there's not mineral. What is it called? There's Lulu. What are you doing? Moissanite. Thank you, Lulu. Moissanite. That's another one. So, and then there's also like white gold. There's silver. There's gold band, and white gold is not gold. Literally looks like silver. So I don't know what's going on. Okay, I know what she liked, and I knew her size, and the ring was a little big, and I kind of knew that it was a little big, but I was like, hey, get it resized for free. Lifetime warranty. Bada bing, bada boom. Put it in the bag. You know what I'm saying? Let me get the ring. So that was a really cool experience. It was very, how do I put it? It was very interesting going from jeweler to jeweler, trying to find, I'm not going to say like a good deal, but like the perfect ring that doesn't cost $20,000. Okay, because I don't know if you know this or not. We are in a recession. Okay, JP Morgan just said it. You know, I feel like I have the worst timing because I decided to get engaged, and literally I get engaged. Everybody's 401k stonks, boom, down, and then all of a sudden, today I actually got announced that we're going to be inputting 104% tariff on China. So then the oh my goodness, my Ochako body pillow is not even going to come in. My furry costume that I bought isn't coming in either. There's delays. There's delays now. So, you know, it's hard because I work so hard to get the things that I like, and they just not going to get them. So shout out Trump. Okay, appreciate you for the stimulus check, but we're past that right now. We're past the stimmy. Okay, gonna have to send stimmy part 3 because I think he sent 2. Or was that Biden? Was it 2? Anyways, yeah, we're cooked. So good luck to anybody. Pick up a side hustle. Pick up another job. Okay, full time is not it. You will not survive on full time alone now. So my God, enough of that though. But I think it's funny that I decided to uh, get engaged, and now we're like in this economic distress. So hooray! You know, my parents actually went to the 2008 recession, and now my cats, who are basically my kids, are gonna go through the 2025 recession. Freaking A. Life has a funny way of working out. I'm glad I don't have kids though. I will say that. Because if I can barely afford me and my fiance, could you imagine a kiddo? No, absolutely not. Shout out to everybody who has kids, okay? I can't imagine how hard and stressful it is to raise those little brats. And then just, they decide, hey, I'm going to start selling drugs. Or, hey, I'm going to take your car while drunk and drive into a red apple. That's insane. There's actually a smoke shop up here that just opened up. Like within the first week of it being opened, someone crashed their car into a dispensary. What dispensary has weed that good that you are going to crash your car through the front of inside the building? What? That makes no sense. I don't understand that. I really, and I don't know what it is about Tri-Cities in general. We have a bad habit of smashing cars into buildings. There is a gas station, I kid you not, that has on 2 separate occasions had a car smash through it, the front of it, twice. It's a Jackson's now. That is so crazy to me. If you know what I'm talking about, it's the one that has the Jacksons in front of it. If you live in this area, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, my goodness, my freaking goodness. But man, I'll tell you what, Hawaii was amazing. I find myself thinking about Hawaii a lot more than I thought I would. And I'm not one of those people that's like after a vacation, they're gonna post pictures all the time and like, oh, take me back. But I definitely understand it, like the girls that get flown out by the rich guys just to get poop on their chest, but they get a Dior bag, they'd be posting pictures like, take me back. Like they're acting like that guy didn't just take a whole load on their chest and then just took them shopping like that's normal. And they'll post a picture of them on the boat, and the old guy's the one taking the sugar daddy's the one taking the picture, and they're like, take me back. Do you know what you had to do to get there? Well, anyways, I understand that sentiment now because I feel like Hawaii, like if it was a person, took a dump on my chest, but it was like magnificent, It was like my bad. But I understand how those girls feel. I'm an empath. Okay, that's kind of no. I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not a crystal girl. Okay, I'm not. I'm actually not even a girl. So I don't know what we're talking about. I feel rusty. That's so funny when you're not doing something for so long. You come back and just get rusty. So, man, like basketball. Austin passed me the ball 3 times in the same possession. I missed all 3 shots. 2 threes and a layup. Missed. And he yelled at me. I didn't forget about that. He yelled at me. But, man, it was beautiful over there. I didn't know that, like, the tikis that are in Hawaii, that's not a thing that goes back centuries. That's something some white guy named Dan invented in, like, the 60s. I'm not even kidding. Inside the mall in Waikiki, it literally it shows a picture of a white guy smiling in front of a bunch of tikis. And he made it. Like that, I feel lied to. I grew up my whole life thinking they had this like culture that dates back centuries and eons and whatever. But I think most of it is Polynesian based. There's a lot of Polynesian, Asian heritage kind of mixed in there too. Like they have a culture. Hawaiians do have their own culture. They have their own food, but it's not present in like I was in the tourist areas, and it's just not present there. To them, to like the people that have things there, like Hawaiian is like pork, barbecue, you know. But it's like that's not how the real Hawaiians actually make their food. They have like puddings and soups and whatnot that are specialty. That like honestly, if a tourist saw them, they'd probably be like, "Oh, that's weird." But that's their culture. It's different. It's not just pork and rice and noodles and mackerel. There's more to their culture. But what's presented to you on social media is so different that like when you go there, you're like, this is a lot different than what I imagined it. It's like what I feel like Hawaiian culture isn't represented in its entirety. Because when I think of Hawaiian culture, when I think of like Hawaii, yeah, I think of like the tikis and the luau's and the pork, of course, but they don't roast the pork like over on land. They dig a hole, kind of like Hispanics. They'll dig a hole and they like make the meat in there and like a big old thing or whatever. I think Hawaiians, they smoke it, but even like Hawaiian people, that's not like the people there. They're Hawaiian natives, like, but they're not like from Hawaii. Like they're not Hawaiian people, if that makes sense. That's like a very a very small group. Like Tua Tungavaloa, people are like, "Oh, you're Hawaiian," and he's like, "I'm not Hawaiian, but I'm from Hawaii," if that makes sense. So I don't know, kind of crazy, and no place has ever made me feel so damn poor. Like stepping into the biggest mall in Hawaii, I have never in my life been like, "Oh, I'm at a place, I'm poor," like super, super, super poor. But being surrounded by Louis Vuitton, Valentino, Coach, Michael Kors, Balenciaga, Gucci, uh, I don't even freaking like I man, that was crazy. I've never felt more out of a tax bracket than stepping into that mall. Like the thing that I could afford or that we could afford was like the food there. Okay, like we could get Jollibee's, Chick-fil-A. We're not doing the Skyview, paying $300 for filet mignon. Absolutely not. $300 for one person? Nah, tripping. Just give me a Coke Zero and a sirloin. We're good, man. I don't need all this extra stuff. Okay, I don't. I get it's an experience. Not for me though. Okay, just let's keep it simple. But I saw Joe from Just Kidding News, and I actually DM'd him on Instagram. But I saw him like I literally was walking by, snapped my head because I grew up watching Just Kidding News my whole childhood. So seeing Joe there was like threw me off so bad. I was just walking. Me and my girlfriend were at the mall, and I see some guy with like long hair, and like I recognized his teeth. Like I don't. That sounds weird, but like his teeth, they're very distinct. So like I just snapped my head, and I think he noticed that I was looking at him. I was like, and I just snapped my head back, and I just kept walking. And I was like, I told my girlfriend, I'm like, I think that's Joe, and she's like, who is Joe? Like, who is that guy? I was like, bro, he's like, literally, this guy is part of my childhood. Like watching his YouTube videos all the dang time, and I wanted to approach him, but it looked like he was with Lulu. Don't you dare! No, no, no. Thank you. But he was with his family. Like it looked like he was with family, and I really wanted to take a picture, and I really wanted to. And he was really nice enough to DM me back and tell me that more than welcome. That Lulu, get down. Thank you. To ask for a picture, it's not a problem, and that made me feel good, and to even get a response back. But I really wanted to take a picture. It's one of those things. It's like I wanted to let him know how much he meant to me because like growing up, I'm not gonna say I was antisocial, but I spent a lot of time alone. If I wasn't playing basketball with my friends, I was just at home by myself. Like I didn't really have anybody to text like that. Like I didn't go out, never went out. It was literally school and basketball. That was it. And he helped me get through a lot. Like getting their videos was like comfort videos, and it was really cool. And I just want to let him know that in person. And I'm like, this is how social media is so different. I wanted to go up and let him know, right? But it's like, I don't actually know him and he's with family, and I feel like that's kind of invasive. And like I'm not a celebrity. I'm not at all. I'm not even like a TikToker per se. But I've had people come up to me and ask for pictures before, like in person, and it's a really cool feeling. And I think about it sometimes. I'm like, well, I mean, like, what did I do to even, get a picture, shake someone's hand, or someone to tell me how much I like? It's really cool having those interactions. But I could definitely see how like them being so big on YouTube and whatnot, and even being comedians, like how that might be too jarring. And I thought about that, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm just not gonna say anything. I really want to, but I'm gonna respect his privacy and just kind of keep it pushing. But damn, man, that I wanted to go up so bad. But yeah, definitely a super cool feeling. Super cool seeing like something like that in person. Then we went to the Cheesecake Factory after. That was pretty good. I love cheesecake, and the Cheesecake Factory, so it was amazing. It was amazing. But Hawaii was such a good time. People talk about how expensive it is, and I will say, per person, like you're gonna spend at least $20 every single meal. Like even if you go to a 7-Eleven, you're gonna pay at least 10, 15, $20. Like you just are. There's Everything's a little bit more expensive, and it adds up quick. The water was really cheap though. The water was like less than $2, and these big old bottles. The water tastes great. I bought a bottle of water like in the morning, then the afternoon. Just ended up with a bunch of water bottles inside the hotel. But yeah, it was a super cool experience. It was nice. The water was amazing. Food was good. There's a lot of really good food. And I have a lot of pictures. I tried the loco moco. That was pretty cool. I tried the loco moco. There was, what else did I try? I tried udon for the first time. That was pretty cool. Udon. What? I feel like there was more food that I tried that I just can't like think of off the top of my head. I tried the macaroni salad, short ribs, all that pork, like the Kahlua pork or whatever. Just like a lot of stuff that we don't have over here. I mean, granted, like we have food trucks here, but it's not the same as what they have over there. But the short ribs, macaroni and rice was like $40. So I was like, damn, for one meal, and this is a food truck. I was like, $40 before. That's not even with a Coke. That's low key crazy, but gotta have your drinky. Just wild, but it was really cool. It was worth it. We went with shout out Omar and Lex. Man, it was really cool sharing that moment. Life is crazy. I'm kind of probably end this podcast short with this, but life is crazy, and let me tell you why. When I had the opportunity presented to me to stay at home or move out and go with my girlfriend, and do our thing, this is a great example of when you do things for yourself, and even despite the consequences, at the end of the day, if it's what you believe to be right, and morally there isn't, you think it is what you need to do, or what you want to do, you're going to live a much happier life rather than just doing something what someone else wants you to do. Hopefully I kind of said that right. But in life, and I'm not saying always be selfish, right? But doing what you want to do has led me to a path that I could have never imagined. Now, granted, there are some things that just haven't gone right. Okay, like in this path that I chose, I've gotten sick. I've faced a lot of financial struggles. I'm trying to think what else. Mental health struggles. Like a lot of things. Like if I would have just stayed home, you think about it, if I would just stay with my parents, none of that would have ever happened. But here's the thing. Would you have rather live a life where you conform to what someone else wanted rather than what you wanted? And you have to live with the fact that you made that decision and you lost out on all these experiences because in one moment you decided, I'm going to do what someone else wants me to do, and not pursue what I think to be right and this person that I know to be a great person. And here's the thing. I don't know what the future holds, right? Me and my fiance could get divorced 10 years from now. 5 years. Heck, we could get divorced like a year after we get married, right? And someone's going to be like, well, if you would have just stayed with your parents, blah, 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 like you would have saved yourself all that heartache and pain. But here's the thing with that. even if like a year after we get married, we decide for whatever reason to call it quits. I still can live with the fact that I made that decision and I knew the consequences, and live with the fact that that can happen with literally anybody. You like those consequences, that's something that like when you get a relationship, you keep in your mind that like, hey, like I want to live with you, get married, live life, and there's still the possibility that like at the end of the day things don't work out right. But you have to be emotionally aware enough to understand that this person has their own feelings, their own life to live, and if things don't work out, let them live their life. Okay, let them live their life, but be happy with the experiences that you had. And number one, grow from them. That's the biggest thing. And understand that if you did what you thought to be right and it didn't work out in the end, that's okay. That's a learning experience. Rather than just playing it safe and doing what someone else tells you to do what you think to be right. And if you fail or something doesn't go your way or you succeed, even if you succeed, that's still a learning experience because you learn whether or not to get out of your comfort zone, experience life, do all these things. But it's crazy to think that, I was sitting at Hawaii and I thought about it. If I would have chosen the path someone else had paved for me, I would not be here in this moment right now with three people that I care about. My fiance, Omar, and Lex. Like, I would not be there right now of my own accord, of my own free will in Hawaii. And that's something that blew my mind. It really just blew my mind. It really just engraved in me that you have to do the things that you think to be right, and you can't be scared to pursue things. Now, that's not to say there's not consequences, because there are consequences. I just listed out like 3 or 4 of them. That's all because I made a decision. Now, you can argue maybe that heart thing would have happened to you regardless, right? Who knows? There's no way to tell, but it happened. So I consider that a consequence of all that. So just something to keep in mind, man. Life is so short. I'm 25 now, and the only thing I can keep thinking about is how the more time that I spend not putting energy into this, into my craft, into what I know that I can succeed in. I know I can succeed on social media, but what does that even mean? What does succeeding on social media even mean? I am very big on family. I'm very big on friendships. I'm very big on loyalty. Those are things that matter to me so much. I don't just make friends to make friends. When I make friends, I want people to be loyal to me. I'll be loyal to them, and I'll show them love if they show me love. And showing love doesn't mean having to do things for you or give you things. Showing love just means just mutual respect. Just, hey, hello, how are you doing? Checking up on you, see how you're doing. And I can say that I have a lot of really good friends like that. But success to me means taking care of the people around me and having an environment where we can all win. Because why shouldn't it be that way? RDC is a perfect example. Everybody on that team's winning. Kai Cenat and his friends, everybody, the people around him are winning. He's elevating them with him, and I want to do that for my people, And my people isn't just like my mom and dad, my family. It's honestly everybody that I've walked through. Like it sounds crazy, but anybody that I've ever met in life, I just want them to succeed. I want them to live happy, and I think a big part of that is because I want to be happy. And I feel like I can't be happy if the people around me aren't okay. And that's obviously with my fiance. That's number one. Well, number one, I need to make sure that I'm okay. That way I'm able to take care of number two, which is my fiance, which if I put her at number one, then I'm not going to take care of myself, and then I'm going to have a stroke and die, or a heart attack and die, or get hit by like a bus, or start smoking cigarettes. So I need to make sure I put myself first, take care of myself, then I take care of my fiance. Because otherwise, I'm going to be zinning, and I'm not going to be winning. Okay, my gums are going to be thinning. Okay, shout out Dayton. No, oh my goodness, no, but seriously, um, chase your dreams. Do what you think to be right, and really think about what's going to make you happy in the long term. In the long term, okay? Because life is very, very short. Time is slipping out of my hands right now as I'm recording this. I'm losing time. I'm going to be 26 in a couple months. And I don't want to be in the same position I am right now when I'm 26. So I'm 11 pounds down right now currently. Cut's going good. We're trying to get to 200. So that's the goal. We have a couple months before my birthday. So not like I even celebrate my birthday. But by my birthday, I would like to be in the 260s, 250s. So that's my goal. And we've been really good. We've been staying away from chips. That's been my biggest thing, staying away from chips. We went to Maverick today. The pizza looked really good. I was hungry, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. And I'm really proud of myself for that. It's the small things. So when you make those small choices like that, like switching over to just eating popcorn instead of eating chips and getting those cravings out of the way, makes a big difference. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for today's podcast. I just want to say thank you guys. I'm back. This is probably going to be the 7th episode because I need to upload this other one that I recorded before I got engaged and all that. So thank you guys so much. I just want to let you guys know that more content is on the way. I'm back from Hawaii. My work schedule is done. I've actually freed up from my other job. So now it's just one full-time job. So there's more time to spend here. So this is my second job. So just know that I love you guys, and we're going to be a lot better about our time management and getting these podcasts up weekly. Not bi-weekly, but twice a week. So twice weekly. Something like that. But anyways, guys, love you guys so much. Remember, get your freaking protein in. Take your protein. Take your creatine. And just remember to call your mom. Tell her that you love her. Unless she was abusive. Don't do that. Instead, go to Starbucks. Get yourself a chai latte with brown sugar, oat milk, and sugar-free vanilla. Cold foam. I'll see you guys later. I love you guys. Seriously, though. Jim John out. My belly button. This was my recording setup right here.